In a small, cheerful village, Rohan sits outside his house, sketching with a broken crayon. Rohan, I wish I had more colors. My drawings would look so much better. Meenu, don't worry, Rohan. Your drawings are amazing even without colors. Just then, Chintu walks by, laughing at Rohan's sketch. Chintu, ha! Your drawings will never be good enough. You don't even have proper colors. Rohan looks sad but continues drawing. Meenu and Chintu join Rohan, drawing together. Rohan smiles, feeling encouraged by his friends. One day, Rohan visits Grandpa Ramesh, a kind and wise man in the village. Grandpa Ramesh, Rohan, I have something special for you. This is a magical paintbrush. Whatever you draw with it comes to life. Rohan's eyes widen in excitement as he holds the golden paintbrush. Rohan, really? Let me try. He draws a small bird on the ground. Suddenly, the bird comes to life and chirps. A talking parrot appears. Talking parrot, hello young artist, I'm here to help you. Rohan experiments with the paintbrush, drawing various things. The parrot guides him with each stroke. Rohan and Meenu are amazed. Chintu, watching from behind a tree, is also shocked. Grandpa Ramesh smiles, proud of Rohan's new adventure. The next day, Rohan and Meenu decide to help the village using the magical paintbrush. They draw food for hungry children. They create a bridge over a broken river path. They draw a house for a poor family. The villagers cheer and praise Rohan and Meenu. Villager, you have a kind heart, Rohan and Meenu. Thank you for helping us. Chintu, seeing the praise Rohan and Meenu are getting, feels jealous. Rohan and Meenu also help paint the village walls with beautiful colors. They create toys for the children to play with. They help the villagers plant trees and make the village greener.
Now I will be the most powerful kid in the village.
Chintu starts drawing giant toys just for himself. But suddenly, the paintbrush stops working. Chintu starts drawing ice cream. Chintu starts drawing gold coins. The magical brush only works for those who have a kind heart. Oh no, what have I done? A strong wind blows, and all the selfish things Chintu drew disappear. Chintu tries to draw a giant cake, but it falls apart. He draws a huge castle, but it crumbles to pieces. Chintu draws a big car, but it breaks down immediately. Finally, Chintu realizes his mistakes and the paintbrush starts glowing again.
I'm sorry, Rohan, I was selfish. I want to help people too.
Then let's do it together. We can make the village a better place.
The children laugh and draw a beautiful garden for the village together.
Remember, kindness and sharing are the greatest magic of all.
The story ends with the whole village celebrating.
Chintu, Rohan, and Meenu work together to help the village, building a playground and painting fences.
Look at what we've done. The village is so much brighter now.
The village was transformed, and everyone was filled with joy and pride. True magic lies in kindness and helping others. Selfishness never brings happiness. When we share, care, and support each other, we create a world full of joy and color. Remember, a simple act of kindness can brighten someone's day and make a big difference. So, always choose to be kind, and you'll find that the magic of happiness will follow you wherever you go. Let's make the world a better place, one kind act at a time. Gap-1.5s, Rohan and Meenu embark on new adventures with the magical paintbrush, helping other villagers and making new friends along the way. They learn new lessons about teamwork, creativity, and the importance of using their talents for good. Gap-1s. Together, they painted vibrant murals that brought communities closer, fixed broken bridges to reconnect distant lands, and created beautiful gardens where once there was only barren land. Gap-1s. Through their journey, Rohan and Meenu discovered that the true power of the paintbrush wasn't just in its magic, but in their willingness to use it for the betterment of others. Gap-1s. Each village they visited left a lasting impression, not just with their art, but with the friendships and bonds they formed. The villagers, in turn, taught them the value of unity, the joy of shared creativity, and the strength found in helping others. Gap-1s. With every stroke of the brush, they painted a brighter future and a world filled with hope and happiness. Their adventures were just beginning, and with the lessons they learned, Rohan and Meenu knew they could face any challenge that came their way. Gap-1s. So, wherever they went, they carried with them the message of kindness, creativity, and the magic of working together. And as they traveled from village to village, they left behind a trail of smiles, laughter, and colorful memories. Gap-1s. Their story reminds us all that when we use our unique talents to help others, we can create a world that's not only beautiful, but also united and full of love. Rohan and Minu's adventures continue, inspiring us to embark on our own journeys of kindness and creativity. Gap-1.5s. Meanwhile, in the same village, Chintu was on a journey of self-discovery. He had realized the consequences of his past actions and was determined to make amends. Gap-1s. Chintu began by reflecting on his mistakes, understanding that his mischief had caused more harm than good. He knew he had to change, not just for himself, but for the village he called home. Gap-1s. With a newfound sense of purpose, Chintu started to find ways to contribute positively to the village. He helped rebuild homes, planted trees, and even assisted the elders with their daily tasks. Gap-1s. Slowly but surely, Chintu's efforts did not go unnoticed. The villagers saw his genuine desire to change and began to respect him for his dedication and hard work. Gap-1s. Through his journey, Chintu learned the importance of responsibility, empathy, and the power of making positive choices. He discovered that true respect is earned through actions, not words. Gap-1s. As Chintu continued to grow and learn, he became a better person, one who was not only forgiven, but also admired by those around him. Gap-1s. His story serves as a reminder that it's never too late to change and that we all have the potential to make a positive impact on our communities. Gap-1s. Chintu's journey of redemption showed that with determination and a willingness to learn from our mistakes, we can earn the respect and love of those we care about. And so, Chintu, like Rohan and Minu, became a beacon of hope and inspiration in the village, proving that everyone has the power to make a difference. Gap-1s. With each passing day, the village thrived, united by the shared values of kindness, creativity, and the strength found in working together. The future looked bright, and the adventures of Rohan, Minu, and Chintu were far from over. Gap-1s. Their stories remind us all that with a little bit of magic and a lot of heart, we can create a world filled with hope, happiness, and endless possibilities. Gap-1.5s. One sunny afternoon, as Rohan and Minu sat by the village pond, they noticed the talking parrot perched on a branch, looking unusually contemplative. Gap-1s. Sensing their curiosity, the parrot fluttered down and began to speak, his voice carrying a hint of nostalgia. Gap-1s. Rohan, Minu, there is something I have never shared with anyone before. It's time you know my story. Gap-1s. The children listened intently as the parrot began his tale. Long ago, I was an ordinary parrot, living in a distant forest. My days were filled with the usual parrot activities, flying, foraging, and mimicking the sounds around me. But deep inside, I yearned for something more, something extraordinary. Gap-1s. One day, I encountered an old wise sage who saw the longing in my eyes. He offered me a choice, to stay as I was, or to embark on a journey that would change my life forever. I chose the latter, driven by a desire to understand the world beyond my forest. The sage bestowed upon me the gift of speech and the ability to perform magic, but he warned that these powers came with great responsibility. Gap-1s. The parrot paused, his eyes reflecting the weight of his words. At first I was overjoyed, using my new abilities to amuse myself and others. But soon I realized that magic could be a double-edged sword. I made mistakes, some of which caused unintended harm. It was through these errors that I learned the importance of using my powers wisely and for the greater good. Gap-1s. The sage's final lesson was the most profound, that true magic lies not in the tricks we perform, but in the kindness, wisdom, and love we share with others. He taught me that every creature, no matter how small, has the potential to make a significant impact on the world. Gap-1s. Rohan and Minu were mesmerized by the parrot's story. They realized that the talking parrot was not just a magical creature, but a wise guide who had learned valuable lessons through his own journey. Gap-1s. The parrot concluded, "Remember, children, the magic within you is powerful. Use it to bring joy, help others, and make the world a better place. Never forget the responsibilities that come with your gifts." Gap-1s. With newfound respect and admiration, Rohan and Minu thanked the parrot for sharing his story. They understood that their adventures were just beginning and that they had a wise and magical friend to guide them along the way. Gap-1s. As the sun set, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, the village resonated with a sense of unity, hope, and the promise of many more stories to come. Gap-1s. The talking parrot's tale added a rich layer to their lives, reminding them that every journey, no matter how magical, is filled with lessons that shape who we are and who we aspire to be. One evening, as the twilight settled over the village, Rohan and Meenu sat on the porch of their quaint home. Their eyes sparkled with the stories they had heard from the talking parrot. Just then, Grandpa Ramesh joined them, his face adorned with a gentle smile and his eyes twinkling with wisdom. Gap 1S. Children, Grandpa Ramesh began, his voice warm and soothing. I see you've been learning quite a bit about magic and responsibility, but there's something more I want to share with you. Lessons from my own journey. Gap 1S. Rohan and Meenu leaned in closer, eager to hear what their beloved grandpa had to say. When I was a young boy, much like you, Rohan, I too had dreams and aspirations. I wanted to explore the world, meet new people and make a difference. But life has a way of teaching us in the most unexpected ways. Gap 1S. Grandpa Ramesh's eyes grew distant as he recalled his past. There was a time when I faced great challenges. I remember a day when a terrible storm hit our village. Homes were destroyed and people were left with nothing. It was a moment of despair, but it was also a moment that brought out the best in us. Gap 1S. He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. We came together as a community, helping each other rebuild. It was then that I realized the true power of kindness and unity. We may not have had magical powers, but the strength we found in each other was nothing short of miraculous. Gap 1S. Rohan and Meenu listened with rapt attention, their hearts swelling with pride and love for their grandpa. Remember, my dear ones, Grandpa Ramesh continued, life is not just about the magical moments. It's about the everyday acts of kindness, the support we offer, and the love we share. These are the things that truly make a difference. Gap 1S. He placed a gentle hand on their shoulders, his touch filled with reassurance. Never underestimate the impact you can have on someone's life. Always choose kindness, even when it's hard. Help others not for recognition, but because it's the right thing to do. Gap 1S. As the night embraced the village, Rohan and Meenu felt a profound sense of understanding. They realized that their journey was not just about the adventures and the magic, but also about the values they held dear and the lessons they learned from those around them. Gap 1S. With a heart full of gratitude, Rohan said, "Thank you, Grandpa. We promise to always remember your words and to live by them." Meenu nodded in agreement, her eyes reflecting the wisdom she had gained. Gap 1S. Grandpa Ramesh smiled, knowing that his words had found a place in their hearts. And remember, children, the journey of life is filled with endless opportunities to do good. Embrace them and you will find true happiness. Gap 1S. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the village was once again filled with a sense of hope and promise. Rohan and Meenu knew that with the guidance of their grandpa and the lessons they had learned, they were ready for any adventure that awaited them. Gap 1S. The story of Grandpa Ramesh's wisdom added yet another rich layer to their lives, reminding them that the true magic lies in the kindness we show and the love we share.